After years of conquering the television world with his irresistible charm, impeccable delivery, and unforgettable characters, Lee Min-ho is finally making his highly anticipated comeback to the big screen in Omniscient Reader. The Prophecy, a cinematic spectacle set to hit theaters in July 2025. For fans who have watched him transform from a young heartthrob in Boys Over Flowers to a seasoned actor commanding global admiration, this moment feels monumental, not just for him, but for the entire K-entertainment landscape. The buzz around Omniscient Reader. The Prophecy has reached fever pitch long before its release. The film, adapted from one of South Korea's most beloved web novels and webtoons, promises an epic mix of action, psychology, and fantasy, the kind of story that has already captivated millions online. But the real headline is Lee Min-ho's return to film, marking a daring new phase in his career after spending much of the past decade cementing his legacy in the world of television dramas. For years, Lee Min-ho's name has been synonymous with K-drama royalty. Whether it was his breakout role as Gu Junpyo in Boys Over Flowers, his cold yet magnetic Lee Gon in The King, Eternal Monarch, or the mysterious and grounded Kim Tan in The Heirs, he has consistently delivered performances that transcend language and culture. But even with all those accolades and fame, fans and critics alike have long waited for the day he would reclaim his place in Korean cinema. And Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy seems like the perfect project to make that statement. This upcoming movie isn't just another adaptation. It's a bold, cinematic reinterpretation of a story that redefines the boundaries between fiction and reality. At the heart of the film lies the story of Kim Dok-ja, an ordinary office worker who finds himself living inside the world of his favorite web novel after it suddenly becomes reality. As the line between reader and character blurs, the world around him descends into chaos, and fate ties him to Lee Min-ho's enigmatic character, whose identity has been the subject of intense speculation among fans. Some reports suggest he plays Yoo Jung-hyuk, the novel's original protagonist, a battle-hardened man doomed to repeat his life endlessly in search of salvation. Others whisper that Min-ho's role may come with a fresh twist that could even reshape the lore of the entire story. Whatever the truth is, the secrecy surrounding Lee Min-ho's character has only fueled excitement. Production insiders describe his role as the moral core and the storm's eye, a figure both heroic and haunted. And knowing Lee Min-ho's ability to bring emotional complexity to even the most stoic characters, audiences can expect a performance that is intense, layered, and unforgettable. This film also marks an impressive reunion of Korea's top-tier talents, blending rising stars and industry veterans in a project that feels nothing short of cinematic destiny. The ensemble includes Ahn Hyo-sep, Kim Go-eun, and Park Seo-joon, each playing key roles in this intricate world of prophecy, apocalypse, and fate. Together, they create a cast lineup that rivals even the most star-studded Hollywood blockbusters. But among all, it's Lee Min-ho's return that commands the spotlight, not just as a beloved actor, but as a true cinematic force. The shift to Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy also represents a deeper evolution in Lee Min-ho's artistic journey. For much of his career, he's been the symbol of romantic allure, the dashing heir, the forbidden lover, the misunderstood king. But this film invites him to explore a darker, more philosophical realm, testing his emotional limits in a story where survival, morality, and destiny collide. It's no longer about love triangles or dreamy glances. It's about the battle for meaning in a collapsing world. And if early reports from the set are anything to go by, Lee Min-ho has thrown himself completely into the role, embracing the physical and psychological demands of the story with renewed passion. Behind the camera is a director known for visually stunning and emotionally driven storytelling, Kim Yong-hwa, the visionary filmmaker behind Along with the Gods. His choice of Lee Min-ho for the role is no coincidence. In interviews, Kim revealed that he saw something in Min-ho that fit perfectly with the tone of Omniscient Reader. He has that rare balance, strength and fragility, confidence and doubt. He embodies what this story needs. The production itself has been a massive undertaking. Filming began in early 2024 and spanned multiple international locations, including Seoul, Tokyo, and portions of Eastern Europe, where large-scale action sequences were filmed. Rumors from the set suggest that some of these scenes rival even Hollywood-level choreography and special effects. Lee Min-ho reportedly trained for months in martial arts and survival techniques to bring authenticity to his performance. The scale of the project, both in production and narrative scope, indicates that Omniscient Reader, the prophecy, could easily become one of South Korea's biggest cinematic releases of the decade. But what makes this film especially meaningful to fans is what it represents for Lee Min-ho personally. After focusing on dramas for so long, this comeback signals not just a return to film, but a reclamation of artistic ambition. It's a reminder that he isn't just a face on the screen. He's an actor with range, depth, and vision. Fans have often said that Lee Min-ho has a cinematic aura that seems too big for television, and now he's finally stepping back into that space, ready to remind the world what true star power looks like. The announcement alone caused social media to explode. Within hours of the teaser trailer release, hashtags like hashtag Lee Min-ho the Prophecy and hashtag Omniscient Reader Movie trended worldwide. Fans dissected every frame, from the glint in Min-ho's eyes to the chilling tone of the film's narration. The trailer's haunting visuals and apocalyptic backdrops sparked countless theories about how closely the film would follow the original web novel. But one thing everyone agreed on was that Lee Min-ho's presence elevated it instantly. And for Lee Min-ho himself, this project is deeply personal. Sources close to the actor reveal that he was drawn to the film's core question: what would you do if you knew how the world ends? That existential curiosity, paired with his own growth as a person and performer, makes Omniscient Reader not just another movie, but a mirror to his own evolution. He's no longer just portraying heroes. He's embodying humanity in all its fragility and power. Even in promotional interviews, Lee Min-ho has been unusually reflective. He spoke about the pressure and excitement of returning to film after years of television work, admitting that he felt both vulnerable and invigorated. "It's been a long time since I've stood before the camera for a movie," he said. "This project challenged me in ways I didn't expect. It's not just a story about survival, it's about understanding who we are when everything falls apart." His words struck a chord with fans worldwide. After all, Lee Min-ho's journey mirrors that of the characters he often portrays, a man constantly evolving, always standing at the edge of transformation. With Omniscient Reader, the prophecy, he seems to be stepping into a new era, one defined not by romance or fame, but by reinvention and artistic daring.
The anticipation surrounding the movie's release has also triggered a wave of fan events, online countdowns, and community theories. Global fan clubs are planning synchronized watch parties and themed conventions, while cinema chains in South Korea are already preparing for early sellouts. Industry insiders predict that the film could break opening week records, potentially setting a new benchmark for K-cinema exports. Critics, too, are watching closely. Many see this as a litmus test for Lee Min-ho's ability to transition from the romantic hero archetype into a more versatile, dramatic lead, a move that could redefine his entire career trajectory. Given his natural charisma, meticulous approach to acting, and years of experience carrying major productions, few doubt that he'll rise to the occasion. What's even more fascinating is how Omniscient Reader, the prophecy, aligns with the global surge of Korean content dominance. With K-dramas, K-pop, and K-films sweeping international platforms, Lee Min-ho's return to cinema feels like a symbolic moment, a bridge between the classic Hallyu generation and the next wave of global Korean storytelling. As one film critic aptly put it, when Lee Min-ho steps into a theater, it's not just an actor returning, it's a cultural movement reigniting. And fans agree. For many, seeing Lee Min-ho on the big screen again feels like reuniting with an old friend, one who has grown but never lost his spark. His signature magnetism, that calm confidence, the intensity in his gaze, the effortless ability to make even silence speak, is precisely what audiences have missed. But this time, they'll see him not just as the romantic ideal but as a survivor, a warrior, a man confronting destiny head-on. As July 2025 approaches, excitement continues to build. Every teaser image, every behind-the-scenes clip, every whisper from the production only adds fuel to the fire. The film's marketing campaign, described as mystical yet grounded, has expertly played on fan curiosity without giving away too much. It's the kind of anticipation that harks back to the golden age of cinema, when one actor's return could electrify an entire industry. And truly, that's what Lee Min-ho represents. Beyond the glamour and global fame, he embodies the enduring power of storytelling. His return with Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy, isn't just about one man's comeback. It's about reigniting passion in audiences, reminding them why they fell in love with movies in the first place. As the world waits for the lights to dim and the screen to glow with his presence once again, one thing is certain: Lee Min-ho's reign is far from over. If anything, Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy marks the dawn of a new chapter, one where his artistry shines brighter, deeper, and more fearlessly than ever before. And when that moment comes, when the first shot of Lee Min-ho fills the screen, millions of fans will hold their breath, not just for the story unfolding before them, but for the return of a legend who never truly left. The prophecy has been written, and this July, it will finally be fulfilled. The storm of excitement that swept through the global fandom after the announcement of Lee Min-ho's return to cinema didn't end with the release of Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy. It exploded into something far greater. As the movie finally hit theaters in July 2025, fans across continents filled cinemas to witness what critics are already calling a cinematic resurrection of a legend. For Lee Min-ho, this wasn't just a comeback, it was a coronation. From the first frame, it was clear that Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy, was built for the big screen. The film unfolded like a living epic, fusing elements of fantasy, philosophy, and survival with breathtaking precision. Lee Min-ho's character, dark, tormented, yet resolutely human, became the emotional heartbeat of the story. Every movement, every pause, every line he delivered seemed drenched in meaning. Fans wept, cheered, and gasped in unison, realizing that they weren't just watching a film, they were witnessing the evolution of a global icon. The movie's impact was immediate. Within 48 hours of its release, Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy broke box office records in South Korea and dominated charts across Asia, Europe, and even North America. Streaming platforms began bidding wars for early international rights. Hashtags like #LeeMinho The Prophecy and #Return of the King trended for days. Online forums overflowed with emotional reactions, detailed analyses, and endless replay clips of Minho's most unforgettable scenes. It was more than hype, it was history. In one viral fan post, a viewer wrote, "Lee Min-ho didn't just act, he became the prophecy." Another described the movie as the perfect collision between destiny and artistry. Fans noted how his portrayal went beyond charisma. It was raw, vulnerable, and philosophical. For many, it felt like a reflection of Min-ho himself, a man who has lived under the spotlight yet continues to explore his craft with humility and depth. Behind the scenes, stories of Lee Min-ho's dedication only amplified the admiration. Crew members revealed how he immersed himself in the script for months, studying the existential themes that define the story. He reportedly spent weeks rehearsing emotionally draining scenes that required him to break down completely, without relying on stand-ins or edits. On set, he was described as a perfectionist in the quietest way, always focused, always respectful, yet completely consumed by the role. The director, Kim Yong-hwa, confessed in an interview, "There were moments on set when Lee Min-ho's performance silenced the entire crew. No one wanted to call cut. He had us spellbound." Such moments have since become the stuff of legend among fans. Online fan edits comparing his transformation from earlier romantic leads to this new, battle-scarred hero have gone viral. Some even call Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy, his rebirth film. And in many ways, it truly is. For the first time in years, Lee Min-ho has stepped into a role that challenges not just his acting skills, but his entire persona. Gone is the glamorous prince of K-dramas. In his place stands a man forged by pain, wisdom, and an unrelenting will to survive. He doesn't save the world with charm. He saves it with courage, doubt, and sacrifice. That evolution has resonated deeply with fans who've grown alongside him for over a decade. Beyond its emotional core, the film's visuals are nothing short of jaw-dropping. Sweeping battlefields, collapsing cities, and intricate dreamscapes come to life in a cinematic feast that rivals Hollywood blockbusters. Yet amid the spectacle, it's Lee Min-ho's haunting eyes and restrained power that linger in viewers' minds long after the credits roll. Early reviews have been overwhelmingly positive. Critics praised his nuanced performance, calling it career-defining and proof that Lee Min-ho is not just a star, he's a storyteller. Major entertainment outlets declared the film a milestone in K-cinema, noting how it bridges global audiences with a uniquely Korean emotional depth. The New York Times even referred to it as a testament to how Korean actors like Lee Min-ho can command the world's stage without losing authenticity. But perhaps the most heartwarming reactions came directly from fans. Outside theaters, people held banners reading, "Welcome back, Lee Min-ho," and "The prophecy has been fulfilled." In Seoul, moviegoers left notes in front of cinema walls thanking him for reminding us why we love stories. In Tokyo and Bangkok, entire screenings ended with applause. Across Europe, fans organized midnight viewings to celebrate his long-awaited big-screen return. The love was global, the emotion universal. As Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy continues its run. Industry experts predict that it could set new international records for a Korean live-action adaptation. But numbers aside, what makes this moment extraordinary is the cultural resonance it carries. Lee Min-ho isn't just leading a movie, he's leading a movement, reminding audiences that Korean storytelling remains one of the most powerful forces in global entertainment. For longtime fans, this feels like a full-circle moment. They remember the shy but confident boy who once melted hearts in boys over flowers and the sophisticated king who ruled hearts in The King, eternal monarch. Now, they're watching him rise again, fiercer and freer than ever. And as the cinematic world embraces him once more, it's clear that Lee Min-ho's prophecy isn't ending, it's only beginning. The energy surrounding this film has reignited an era of cinematic passion. It's not just about nostalgia, it's about evolution. Lee Min-ho's choice to take on a project of this scale shows his hunger to grow beyond what the industry expects of him. He's no longer the face of romantic fantasies. He's the soul of stories that challenge what it means to be human. And for fans who want to dive deeper into his world, explore exclusive breakdowns, and stay updated with every twist in the K-drama and K-cinema universe, there's only one place that brings it all together in style: Midnight in Seoul. At Midnight in Seoul, we don't just tell stories, we live them. From Lee Min-ho's cinematic prophecy to the unseen realities of your favorite Korean stars, this channel is your all-access pass into the heartbeat of Hallyu culture. Every week, we uncover hidden truths, reveal behind-the-scenes exclusives, and celebrate the artistry that makes Korean entertainment magical. So, if Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy left you breathless, if you felt that electric rush of seeing Lee Min-ho dominate the big screen again, then it's time to join the Midnight in Seoul community. Subscribe now, hit that notification bell, and become part of the fastest-growing family of K-drama and K-film lovers around the world. Because at Midnight in Seoul, every story has a soul, and every moment with Lee Min-ho shines brighter than ever before. Don't just watch the prophecy unfold. Be part of it. Sparkle subscribe to Midnight in Seoul, where Korean dreams, legends, and love stories never sleep. Stay tuned for more exclusive updates, emotional deep dives, and cinematic journeys that celebrate stars like Lee Min-ho, Kim Go-eun, Park Seo-joon, and so many more. The prophecy continues, and it begins right here, with you.